Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So today we get to take a look at the 2023 BMW M3 Edition 50 Jahre BMW M. Huge shout out to 704 Exotics for providing this specialty edition for me today. Be sure to check out their website to view the rest of their amazing pre-owned inventory. That link is down in the description. So this M3 behind me is finished off in fire orange, which is a tribute to the E92 BMW M3. This is also celebrating 50 years for BMW in the M division. So they are only producing 500 of these units, and this is based off of the BMW M3 Competition. So underneath the hood, you will find the 3-liter inline 6-cylinder twin turbo engine paired to the 8-speed automatic transmission. This pumps out 503 horsepower, 479 pound-feet of torque, sent through that xDrive all-wheel drive system, propelling this 3,400-pound sedan from 0 to 60 in as quick as 3 seconds, up to its top speed of 180 miles an hour. It also has a fuel capacity of 15.6 gallons. You'll expect to see around 16 miles per gallon in the city, 22 out on the highway. This also has a wheelbase of 112.5 inches. Its overall length is 189.1. It has a width of 74.3 and a height of 56.5 inches. As we move on to the exterior styling now for this BMW M3, let's start off with the 50 years badge that you will notice front and center. Now BMW also offers this as an option on other vehicles, but of course it will come standard on this particular M3. Now this also has adaptive LED headlights with the laser light technology. Very nice design for that headlight housing itself, very sleek to match this front end look. Now this also has a forward-facing camera right in the middle of the massive kidney grille. Plenty of cutouts to provide a lot of cooling to that engine. The M3 Competition badge is also over on that driver's side. Now there's parking sensors located throughout the front, and what is unique with this Jahre edition is the carbon fiber front spoiler. So that goes from corner to corner, where you'll notice some functional air inlets on the very edges there. So the carbon fiber is a great lower touch to see. Very subtle, but it gives it a great look. And then there's nice lines that run down the middle, meeting the top of that kidney grille there. So it blends in with this front end design. I think it gives it a great look. Now, as we work our way to the side, this does have a staggered setup for the wheels. They're 19 inches up front, 20 inches in the rear. They are based off of the normal M3 Competition with the design. However, they are slightly darker just to give it a unique look. Now you can get 3 different colors for the brake calipers. This model has them finished off in black, and you can also opt for the carbon ceramic disc brakes if you would like that. It's about an $8,500 option. This has the normal brakes, which still do a fantastic job. Now the M3 Competition badge is just behind that with a unique trim piece. And if you've been able to hear, the vehicle will lock and unlock depending on my distance with the key fob. So we have the power folding side mirrors with the turn signal and a camera system. Surprising not to see carbon fiber for these mirror caps. They are gloss black, however, which match the rest of the window trim. And it does come standard with the carbon fiber roof. So no sunroof, but there's some very cool lines for some aerodynamic characteristics, and of course to give it a lower center of gravity, having a lighter roof. But for the exterior design for this M3, it has a great look to it. This also has some more gloss black in the lower side skirt. Again, would be nice to see that in carbon fiber to match the front lip, but it blends in nicely and gives it a very nice side appearance. Now on the rear, a part of the Jahre package is the carbon fiber lip spoiler, which is a nice design. Same 50 years badge, LED taillights, backup camera with all of the parking sensors. There's more gloss black in that lower diffuser. And then this even has, the exhaust is also a titanium with the carbon fiber covers, which is unique to this model and very cool to see. So with the exterior wrapped up, let's work our way to the cargo space. You can use the button on the key fob, or of course the electronic button up underneath, where this has the power trunk, so that will open up. And in back, this is still a practical everyday style vehicle. So there's a lot of space with a cargo net on one side, there's a bin over on the passenger side, and you can fold down the back seats. So you can pull these tabs on both sides to fold them down to give you that much more interior practicality. This is absolutely a daily driver for someone, and a good family style sedan too. If you want a little bit more of a special edition model, you still have practicality to drive this all of the time. Now you can lock and unlock this from the back door handles, which is a plus to see, especially if you have kids and you want to place them in the back. Now the door panel has a great design to it with all the leather, the gray stitching, there's brushed aluminum accents. This has the Harman Kardon sound system, even the interior ambient lighting, which is a nice trim accent. Now the seats are finished off in black leather. You'll notice that we have the BMW colors both in the headrest and on the seat belts themselves. And at 5'10", hopping into the back, first thing you'll notice is the back of the carbon fiber bucket seats with the gaps on both sides. We will of course sit in those here in just a second. But as far as legroom goes, plenty of legroom. There's air vents in the middle, climate adjustments, even some auxiliaries. And as far as headroom goes, I have around 1 inch or so above my head, so I could be comfortable back here. I could have 2 other people with me. Like I said, it's a practical family style sedan, so you can have full-size adults with you at all times. Now right in the middle, there's no armrest or cup holders for the middle seat, but you can fold that down individually if you need a little bit better access into the rear storage area. And as far as visibility goes, it's very open, so your backseat passengers have plenty of light. Now as we work our way to the driver door panel, just like the rear of course, however there's the addition of the memory seating adjustments, side mirror adjustments, even a trunk release, a little bit of storage space like you saw in back. This also has the Edition 50 Jahre BMW M badge down on the door sill with the colors. And taking a look now at the carbon fiber bucket seats. These are $3,800 if you want to opt for them, but they are power operated, which is amazing to see. And you have some other lumbar supports to adjust to. We had a BMW M4 Competition with these seats, and I gotta say, one of the most comfortable factory bucket seats that I have been in. I would absolutely spend the money for these seats. Now as we work our way to the steering wheel, solid black leather with the BMW colors stitched running along the inside. Carbon fiber accents for both the paddle shifters and surrounding all of the controls on both sides. But let's fire up this special edition BMW. With my foot on the brake, that button is down below. We can bring this to life. And looking at the digital gauge cluster, on the left side is miles per hour, right side has the tach along with the engine temperature, what gear you're in. Left side also had the fuel level. Right in the middle, currently it is showing the G-force. And in order to change all that information, I'll come over to the right side with this middle button. There's volume, tuning, Bluetooth and voice commands as well. But pushing on that, we can pull up different content. So I can scroll down to audio, I can go back up to the G meter, look at the sport display. So that will show you live readouts for your horsepower and torque. Look at the PSI and temperature for the tires. There's some other engine data to monitor, even the setup too. So this is currently how the vehicle is set up, and you have different drive modes that you can go into, which I will show here soon. And then if we go back into the content, we can go up to the map. So you can pull up the map and have that at all times, look at your compass for the route preview, and then there's some general trip data, and then more of a calm screen if you'd like to see that. Now if I scroll over to the head-up display, currently it is showing miles per hour along with the speed limit sign for the standard view. We also have a directional view, which will add the compass. Reduced view is back to miles per hour, and that is all that you get for the head-up display. Still very nice to have, of course, for a vehicle like this. Now this is also a heated steering wheel. M badge is down below. Left side has your cruise control settings, and then M1 and M2 is how you can adjust the different drive modes. These are shortcuts that you can have preset depending on the driving style that you'd like to do. Now on the left side, all the headlight adjustments, a little bit of storage space down below if you'd like to place some items there. There's even more of that interior ambient lighting just underneath one of the air vents. And as we work our way to the middle for the all-new infotainment system, on this left side, clicking on the home icon, we can get into the navigation, look at the setup to go through the driving modes. You have your audio, your phone, there's a personal assistant, some of the same icons and vitals that you saw in the infotainment or the gauge cluster there. You can even go into My BMW and add some widgets as needed. So just depending on what you would like to have shown on this screen. And then on the left side, all of these are presets, so they're all fixed. where you can get into all of your apps like Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, get to your navigation, your seat comfort, interior lighting. You have a lot of icons that you can go through and configure as needed. If we go into the drive settings now and go into setup, this is how you can configure M1 and M2. So as you can see with M1 right now, we have the engine in sport. You can go into Sport Plus or efficiency and do that for the rest of these. Even control how you'd like the transmission to react along with the brakes, and you have the exhaust as well as the engine start and stop. So once you have these preset, you are ready to go with how you would like to drive for the day. You can go into your phone as well, pull up the music too. It's a really easy system to be able to go through. Now in the lower section, this is always going to be fixed. So the temperature for your driver and passenger, climate menu right in the middle, so that way you can get to your heated seats, fan speed, and where you like the air to go. And then you can even just click on the sides here if you want to get to that a little quicker. You can adjust it and just push on it from there. So it's a really easy system to use. There's carbon fiber just underneath that with more of the interior lighting and brushed aluminum. 2 air vents are right in the middle, and underneath that, power and volume for the radio along with tuning and some defrosters. If I close this carbon fiber lid, there's another M3 Edition 50 Jahre BMW M badges, and it says 1 of 500 over on the left side with the BMW colors on that right side. Carbon fiber is just behind that. If I open that up, a little bit of storage with the wireless charging pad, 2 cup holders, and some auxiliaries. And then on the right side, if you don't want to use that as a touchscreen system, you can simply just push on all of these shortcuts in order to get to all of that info. So it's a very nice system to use, and it just depends on if you'd like to use the dials down below or not. Very easy to go through that info. Now looking at the leather wrap shifter, reverse is going to be to the left and up. It will hold in place. Now we have that 360 camera system. There's automatic on the top-down view, or you can push on these 3 here to get you certain shortcuts there. But you can also click on the 3D view. So now you have shortcuts where you can push around the entire vehicle to see what's around you, of course. There's a top-down view for the car wash setting as well. So you have no shortage of visibility around this entire vehicle. Drive is over to the right. If I do that one more time, that allows you to shift using the shifter or the paddle shifters themselves, which are actually quite large, which is great to see. Now park is on the back side, and you can also adjust how you would like the transmission to shift by pushing on that button to the left of it. There's 3 different settings, which is very awesome to see. Now on the left side, traction control, along with a shortcut to the forward-facing camera, so you can pull that up in full view. There's parking sensors, the engine start-stop, and then a few settings on the back side. There's auto hold with the e-brake, along with the exhaust button that you can turn on and off, and then M mode and setup. Now if I push on M mode, if we go back to home, push on M mode, the entire gauge cluster will change by putting it into sport mode. So now you can see tack front and center, how the vehicle is set up, and what gear you're in and miles per hour. The head-up display will also change. Now it shows you miles per hour and the tack front and center. So just depending on how you would like to drive this, you have that configuration to do. Center armrest is finished off in leather with a good amount of space and some auxiliaries. And then the glove box also has a decent amount of room for all of that information. As far as visibility goes, it is very open feeling for this M3. So you really have no issues with visibility, and we have to take another look at these beautiful seats. Now, like I mentioned earlier, we had an M4 competition with these seats for a week. I was so impressed. Aside from the carbon fiber trim that's right in between your legs, so you really can't move your legs, they're fixed on both sides. Such a comfortable seat. If I were to buy this vehicle, I would not be upset with these seats. Not only are they comfortable, they're very supportive on some mountain trips and things like that. So be sure to check out our M4 video taking it through the mountains to see how these seats perform. Now, we will not be getting this special edition out on the road because of its exclusivity, but let's hop into an M3 competition, see how this drives and what it's like to be behind the wheel. We are going to pop it into the M mode now. We'll put it into sport mode. You'll see the entire gauge cluster change slightly. And we're gonna slow down to second gear. We'll give it a little, or third gear, we'll give it a little bit of gas here. And that was nothing crazy for a brand new vehicle. I've been in a ton of M3s where I know that this is a fast vehicle. This can also have a lot of potential for tuning if 500 horsepower just doesn't do it for you. You can do some modifications to this. You can also get a 6-speed manual if you're a 3 pedals kind of person. And from second gear, the paddles are so crisp, or so quick in their shifts too. I really don't think you can go wrong if you're going with the automatic or the manual transmission. Both are going to be fantastic sedans to drive. And for the money, again, I think you're getting a really, really nice kind of all you can do sedan. You can drive this every single day. You can tone it down. We have the adaptive suspension, so it's going to give you a very comfortable ride. All of the materials are top notch. It's just a nice place to be, and I could definitely see spending the money for an M3 at some point. If personally, if I were to get a sedan, I think I would have to go with the M3. Man, and not doing anything crazy today. We have some wet conditions for the roads, but we have the X-Drive all-wheel drive system. So in a sense, you don't have to worry too much because you're going to get all of that power and get some grip. We have the Michelin Pilot Cup Sport 2 tires as well. So I mean, you're talking about a highly performance-oriented sedan. And I just love how it handles. It's essentially a BMW sports car stretched to be a sedan. I love how BMW incorporates their performance-oriented sports cars into more than just their sports cars. So we have the sedans. Obviously, there's some of the SUVs as well, which aren't going to handle quite as well, but this might as well be in an M4. It handles very, very similar to an M4. It also, surprisingly, only weighs about 100 pounds or so more than the M4, which is a 2-door coupe. Pretty cool to see that for a stretched coupe, in a sense, that you're really not sacrificing much to still retain the same performance. And a change to the POV angle as we come up to this sharp right turn. You can get another look at that gauge cluster. Down to third. And mild acceleration. This is quick. I love how fun the M3s are to drive. And real quick, just to touch on the all-new technology, this isn't the first BMW I've been in with the large screen, so I've been able to film a few vehicles with it and get some reactions from the viewers with comments not really liking the new design. Personally, I think it looks fantastic. I don't think it's out of place or too large. Let me know your thoughts. I think it works very well, a nice new update. Every time someone updates, you know, people don't like it right away, but personally, I think it looks good. I love that BMW has the tech that you need, but they don't go overboard in what you don't need. So while we have a massive screen, not quite as much technology as, let's say, Mercedes-Benz, but if you don't need 1,000 different settings, this is a good option to go with. And I like that. I don't need a million different settings, but I like the updated look for the screen. As we come down to second gear, we'll start from second. And I think we need one last acceleration for today. Now it's not crazy loud. Obviously you could change that if you wanted to. But this is so comfortable, like I mentioned. I love that you can have 3 or 4 other people with you and just use this as a daily driver, something that you are going to enjoy driving from point A to point B. And then when you are ready, you can go on some back roads, hit the track with this, and still have a pretty awesome daily driver that can do it all, including some storage space as well. But I think that is going to wrap it up for this all-new 2023 BMW M3 Competition with the X-Drive system. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Give it a huge thumbs up if you did, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our daily uploads. And I will see you all in the next video.